Hello, beautiful people. We are back with our eighth episode of Killer Con, where we have Killer Conversation, our weekly horror panel live series. And I am really excited to kick off a new segment this week that I will get more into much later. Now, we are here a little later than normal because, life be lifing, but we are going to still give you guys a great episode today. We are talking all things Black horror movies that you might have missed and really need to check out. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and bring in our guest. First off, you already know if it's not the 70s and the 80s and it ain't some naked women in her horror, she don't want it. Y'all, please, warm welcome to our horror maven, Tyra of Struggle Reviews TV.
Yes, you threw me off up there. Let's talk recent Black horror. Recent. Recent. You know I resign in the back. I'm here to learn more about this recent because I don't think I watch enough of the recent horror, especially the Black ones. I think this is an interesting conversation to be a part of because when you think about Black horror, everybody always names, the people under the stairs, Candyman, the recent Candyman, and Tales from the Hood. And then it's like, okay, what else? Jordan Peele over there would Get Out, no, but yeah, who else? And then it just kind of stops there because some of us just genuinely don't know. So I can't wait to hear what everybody has to say.
Yes, and I don't know if anyone even is on the train. We got a new Black horror movie that came out recently, actually. But before we get into all of that, let me bring out last but definitely not least, my girl Kay Blau of The Fifth Wall. You ready to get into some horror, Kay?
All day, every day.
Okay, let's go ahead and kick this thing off, okay? We are going to get into this conversation of Black horror movies you might have missed and need to watch. And I'm picking back off of a video I did earlier this week where I gave you recommendations of Black horror movies, lesser known Black horror movies that a lot of people aren't really haven't talked about, whether it's from the 80s, 90s, millennium, now, just Black horror movies that a lot of people seem to skip over. Like Tyra said, we always hear the same movies mentioned in the conversation. And one horror movie that I just referenced is a horror movie that actually just came out this year called A Dark Song. It is actually a Nigerian horror movie from an up-and-coming first-time Black writer, director. It is currently free on Prime, so why not check it out? Horror. Tara, do you have any Black horror movies that are lesser known?
Let me see. Because it'll probably be lesser known to some people, and then some people are like, well, if I had watched any Black horror, it was definitely those, our low budget Black horrors. I don't care what nobody say. I have a wonderful time watching Killjoy. I have the dopest time ever watching your Killjoys, Ragdolls, even on, a good day, a Leprechaun in the Hood situation. But Killjoy, that is a really great clown in a whole sector of your It's or just your clown Terrifier movies. The whole premise of Killjoy, I love it, and it's really fun. And and as bad as those effects are, and as low as the budget is, it's a really good time for me. I don't feel like enough people watch it. I will scream it to the rooftops forever in a day of my life. I was appalled when you had asked me, like, what is this from? I was like, have you not seen Vamps with Grace Jones?
Nope.
Please go watch Vamps with Grace Jones. I know like a plethora of people when they talk about Black vampires, and we need to see more, especially females. It's like, all we have is Akasha, and that's it. I've never seen just a beautiful Black vampire like that. Go and watch Vamps from the 80s with Grace Jones. She is gorgeous. It's like a beautiful vampire, Black vampire meets a flash dance 80s presenting scenario. Gorgeous. It's everything. It is literally everything. I will go there. The rest of the movie, we ain't worried about that. It's the 80s. We're not worried about that. but it's she is gorgeous, and it's just everything to go and see. Like it's, and then when she's not gorgeous and it morphs into something, and it gives it's in the early stages of Dusk Before Dawn. I'll say that. Let's see. Crazy as Hell. A lot of people have not seen Crazy as Hell. It's more of your psychological horror. It stars Eric LaSalle and Michael Beach. It is so good. It's pretty much giving those 7 deadly sins. We're getting into pride and getting into what's fake, what's real, and purgatory type situations. It's really, really good dealing with death and grief and malice. It's a whole lot of pride. It's a good watch. I have a good time, especially Eric LaSalle is a great actor, and I felt like his deliverance there was really good. And if it was a bigger film with a bigger budget, I'm sure more people might have seen it, but definitely go check that one out. Something I watched a couple years ago is called Transfiguration. It stars a Black boy. He is really, really obsessed with vampires, and then he meets a girl that's equally obsessed, and we go on the roller coaster ride with them and what that becomes. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't seen it, but go and watch the Transfiguration. Let's see. So many. I didn't think I had
a good list.
Do I? And I'll say just The Perfection on Netflix. It does star, it does have a Black lead. I didn't see a lot of people talking about that one, but I thought the premise of perfection and the whole violinist situation was really, really creative. I thought it was original. I enjoyed myself with that one. And as always, go watch Death by Temptation. If you have not seen Death by Temptation with Kadeem Hardison and everybody else, go check those out.
That's a good list. I haven't even thought about Killjoy since I was like 12. Like I never hear anyone talk about that movie, but that is the purpose of KillerCon. We always trying to put y'all up on the movies that aren't really massively talked about in the horror community. And I have to correct myself. I said the movie that came out this year is called A Dark Song. It is called A Song from the Dark. Okay. So that is the movie that just recently came out this year. I gotta be honest, it ain't very good, but go support the movie, okay? It's free on Prime, so you ain't gotta pay for it. So just go watch it, okay? First time Black director, congrats to you. Kay, do you have
hold on, man? I wanna premise Pretty Danny down here with her answer. You didn't even gotta put it on the screen, but it ain't a movie with Michael Beach unless he cheats on his wife. There's always gonna be some nefarious things happening with the wife in the movie. Cheating, no, but something happened with the wife and it wasn't justified. So go watch it and check it out and see for yourself. Michael Beach never met a wife that he cared about.
Y'all gonna stop giving Michael Beach such a hard time. That man say he acting. Okay.
I'm sorry, but why is that so true about Michael Beach? Even when he was on Law and Order, he was on 1 hour episode of Law and Order and still wasn't faithful.
I love that episode. You on the down low, brother.
I'm telling you, just can't be faithful for nothing. Tyrone stole one of my movies, which is Death by Temptation, which I don't know how. I actually didn't watch that one until I was older. I don't know how I missed that movie, but if you missed that one, just go back and watch it. Now, I mean, the budget ain't where it should be, but just watch it for what it is. Okay, this movie came out in the early 90s. Just enjoy the show. Yeah, enjoy the show. You're gonna love the cat. The acting is what upholds the movie. Okay. 2 movies, they're vampire movies that I'm thinking about right now. One is called Vampires versus the Bronx. It's like a Black version of The Lost Boys, but I like it though. And this is like a movie you can watch with your kids as well. I think they'll have a lot of fun with it. They do a lot of referencing for Blade in that movie. I actually think that's like a nice, fun preteen movie that you throw on around Halloween. But surprisingly, the acting is pretty good in the movie. I really like where the story went. I like that it was led by the kids in the movie. So that's a good, what is it? I don't think that movie was promoted enough. It wasn't promoted enough for me. So check that out on Netflix. Another one is Black as Night. It came out on Prime a few years ago when they had their Welcome to the House or Welcome to Blumhouse, something like that, where they debuted like several different horror movies for Halloween. That's also a vampire movie. And I, and this, black people be doing anything. In this movie, the vampires are able to walk in the sun, but the black ones, because their melanin protects them from the sun.
Hmm.
I
I
don't know
love
why,
that.
but I like that.
I liked it too. I remember that one.
you
I'm
know,
loving the chat. My people in the chat, all these 70s horrors in the chat. Hey y'all.
um, what else? Oh, it's a movie. It's a Christmas movie called Puka.
Mm.
And I mean, I skipped it a
Mm.
few times until I was trying to get a list of Christmas horror movies and watched it. Basically, this one guy for a Christmas gig takes a job dressing up as this new this new toy, um, and they call it a puka toy. It's kind of like a Furby stuffed animal, artificial intelligence thing, and so he dresses up as this so he can get a little extra money. But every time he puts on the suit, somehow he gets like possessed or something, and then he like to be, slashing and dashing in this. All of it. So what? The graphics ain't all the way there, but support Puka, okay? It was enough in the movie to keep me somewhat entertained. So you know what? I'm gonna
Somewhat.
go ahead and exactly. It was enough that you keep wanting to watch what happens next at this point. Just like I don't know why I'm still watching it, but you still watch it anyway because I just had to make it to the end. I had to. So go ahead, watch Puka, y'all, but watch it during Christmas because see, then you'll be in a Christmas spirit and you ain't gonna care if the graphics ain't what you need it to be or if it started to get weird at the end. But support black horror, especially around Christmas, because how many Christmas movies do we have?
Yeah. And for good
Um,
measure, make sure you watch His House and Black Box. I don't hear those talked about a whole lot. His House was really, really good. And Black Box.
Definitely those two, His House and Black. Now those two are good. Black Box and His House are actually really good movies.
yes, and one black horror movie that I feel like would be really, really great to like remake. I think it is the prime movie where can be done in a fresh way is actually Sugar Hill from the 70s. And
Hmm.
Tyra, I know that's your era, so I'm gonna ask you first. Would you be here for a Sugar Hill remake? Hey, Whitey, you and your punk friends killed my man.
Check out my review for your Sugar Hills or your JD's Revenge or Blackula or Scream Blackula Scream. I don't want y'all touching them. I really don't want anybody touching them. I just it's just too much of a chance being taken with people going back to touch something so old and nostalgic and established. They never get it right. Like it has to be the right person. It has to be the right person, the right casting choice. Because even with something like that, people are always thinking about what's bankable. I don't want to see Sugar Hill currently starring Megan Thee Stallion. Like, get it right. I want people to get it right, and I want the movie to be good. But I could see it, but if it's not going to be right, just leave it alone, and I'll just stay in 1974.
Yeah, they definitely need to do it right. Do the casting right. Do not cast Beyonce. Like, yes, absolutely. And I will say, for the time, the way they did the zombies and makeup, it was actually really good. But I do think it is the perfect movie to be updated. Kay, have you seen Sugar Hill, and would you be here for a modern day remake?
I'm trying to think if it was a movie that came out a while ago called The Sweet Blood of Jesus. Was that a remake of Sugar Hill?
Oh,
Yeah,
mm,
no, that's a
I don't think
remake
so.
of Ganja and Hess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just gonna say, did it have a remake already? Okay, no, but because I didn't watch The Sweet Blood of Jesus, I just know it was a remake of something. Um, a re
You didn't watch Spike Lee little horror movie?
No, I did not. I did not watch that because I didn't want sometimes I just don't be in the mood to drag things, and so I said, you know what? Don't even do it to yourself. I feel like I'm with Tyrone. If they do it, they have to do it right. You don't have to go out and get you don't have to put a rapper or R&B star in the movie to get people to come out. You don't have to get C class actors in the movie because you don't want to pay anybody. If you could do it right with a good director and some good acting to bring people to it to make them even want to go back and watch some of these like 70s and 80s horror movies, then I'm all for it. But if y'all doing it just to get the check, leave it alone. Let it lie.
Okay, so before we move on and get into actually talking about three lesser known black horror movies, I have a little something for you guys. So we were playing around with a new idea to do a viewer's choice segment. We're going to start with a little segment, and if y'all are into it, then maybe we could do an entire viewer's choice episode. But pretty much, I have a lot of people complaining that we can't get to their comment. And it's like when we're doing a whole structured show, y'all know we already be here for 2-3 hours, and they be backstage mad at me because they baby diaper need to be changed and they don't want to be up here with me all this long time. So we are going to try and implement a viewer's choice segment where I will drop the link, and if you are inclined for $4.99, you can get on with us, and maybe you can ask us a horror question, as many horror questions as you can get out in about 4 minutes. Or maybe you want to hop up on here and play a horror game with us. Whatever you are inclined, or if you are a little camera shy, first of all, your camera can be off and just your voice. But if you're even that shy, you can just do a $4.99 to give us a horror versus you would like for the panel to respond to. But to give you a little more, let's cut to this commercial from King Nikki TV.
What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton? What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton?
So for $9.99, you can have us discuss your horror movie of your choice. $4.99, you can have us do a horror versus or a certain horror topic, or you can hop on with us for the link. And I will drop the link about midway through the show. But if you send a super chat to hop on the live with us, please make sure your name you use to hop on with us matches your YouTube name. Because baby, if you don't match, you're not getting on, okay? And to further remind you of something, okay?
Take your best shot.
Yes,
That
Jason,
makes me laugh so
I love that because what you doing in Manhattan, Jason? I love that. I love that one so much.
makes me laugh so bad. Tyra, are you here for
Oh, so now you want to throw Jason at something. Now you want to be all about Mr. Voorhees.
Hold on, now, I ain't say all about. He on here as a joke, okay? Tyra, would you be here for the subs hopping on and being a part of the horror conversation?
Hell yeah. You just never know what people are going to say. Subs will hop on and pretend to want to be a part of the horror conversation. They'll get up here asking all kind of stuff. We would like for it to be the horror conversation though. And then just all of the chats is so much that I feel like people are like, oh, you missed this. Well, what about this one? Because sometimes they have seen stuff that we have never even heard of. So if they wanted to get in on that or get in on the verses or anything that they enjoy that we have here every single Saturday, I would definitely be down for that. I think it's cool and interesting and a hot mess all at the same time.
Okay, you gonna be here for the subs hopping up and giving us a horror versus?
Yeah, switch things up a little bit. I'm always here for a little switch up. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, if you do not want to send the super chat through YouTube, I will have the ladies put their Cash App in their comment section. So whoever's channel you are watching from, you are able to participate. Now let's get into our first horror movie, black horror movie that you might have missed and need to watch. Salem, I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay, it is a black horror movie, recently came out. I don't know how I missed this and the year it came out. It came out in about 2022. It is in French. It is a African horror movie about a group of mercenaries who end up stranded in this little town where there is something supernatural going on. And this is definitely worth the watch. I really enjoyed this. And more specifically, let's get into the positives of the movie. Now, for me personally, some of the positives, I feel like I love the whole tone the movie starts with. It's a very good like mercenary crime thriller feel before any horror even comes to play. And something else I really like, you know what, Tyra, Kate, we didn't decide. Should we do a spoiler-filled discussion of these movies or should we do spoiler-free? Because I didn't even think about it.
It's so hard if we're gonna get like, I can try to give a positive and not give a spoiler, because we do these things in hopes that you guys will go and check out the movie, and we're introducing you to something, and it's less likely that you're gonna go on over there if you already know what's gonna happen. So I'll try to give some positives but not spoil the movie for anybody.
Okay, so we'll keep the conversation spoiler free. So one of my main positive I will say is there is a traumatic storyline involving our lead that I think is very important, because I think we tend to shy away from it. We don't really cover it or discuss it. I mean, in life, and definitely not in film. So I really enjoyed that. Great ensemble cast. And well, you know what? I won't say this positive because that might give it away, but it has my favorite type of ending. I'll just say that. Tyra, what are some of your positives of Saloon?
It's like it's had a lot of essence from the region that the movie is in. A lot of times we don't really go for a lot of foreign movies, or more so horror movies, especially because I was like, oh, this is in French. This is in French. I think this is one of those movies, even if you can't really get into it because you're not that person who loves to read a subtitle, just following the movie, I think you'll be able to get it regardless of that. But just with the region that this film is being shot in, I feel like a lot of folklore and attachment for the spirits or the fear that was going on in this town is something that is real for them in this particular region of the world. I thought the acting was great. Sometimes with, our horror movies that come out recently, if you don't have a big name attached to it, sometimes we do, skip on the acting and go for it. What you call it, C-level, our more so D-level starting out fresh actors, and you can not really you can't really get into the role, even if it's a really good movie. If the acting is poor, you just can't get into it. But not only was it a good movie, but the acting for me was really great. And it also reminded me of Son of the Beast. It's like a horror version of that. If anybody has seen that movie with Idris Elba, it really, really reminded me of that, when we're getting into some things that may take place with young men in that manner that aren't talked about enough, and what it can do to your psyche. And it also gave me a little bit of the Serpent in the Rainbow when we get into the hoodoo voodoo aspect of it. Because, child, once you start blowing some brick dust in the face, I'm gone. Don't blow no brick dust on me. Once we get into that territory and just the allure, I felt like the pacing was really good with the movie. As soon as it starts, it literally gets started and we're dropped into these characters and really getting to know them and figuring them out. So I thought the pacing was great. The production was great. The acting was great. And we didn't stay there too long. It was just long enough. I personally enjoyed the movie.
Yes, and I forgot to mention that, piggybacking off of Tyra, I did like the region we were in and how they use the location. And this is streaming. If you have AMC Plus, you can watch it for free. If not, it is available for just $3 to rent on Prime. Kay, what are some of your positives when it comes to Solemn? I know you're not one for subtitles. Did you think it was worth it getting through, or did you find your dubbed version, girl?
I did not. I'm gonna need Shutter to do better with that. Okay, Shutter, I need you to give me subtitles because they be playing with me. But yeah, I was typing in chat. So it's Shutter is where I watched it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember when this movie came out, and then I said, Shutter keep playing with me with these. Shutter be having a lot of movies, a lot of foreign horror, but they don't want to put dub nothing on there, and I be getting upset, and I
Because
cut it off.
dub ruins the movie.
It does.
Sometimes
It kind of reminded me of
Mm-mm.
Apocalypto. Well, not in execution because that's my film, but in a way that if it was dubbed, I wouldn't really get the same. I don't feel like it would be the same, even though they're speaking in their native language. I still enjoyed it. I felt like dub might have taken away from this movie because with dub, they have a tendency to leave stuff out or put stuff in there that they think fit for dramatic effect. And it's just like, what? It becomes a little laughable if you have somebody
Yes.
and then
Yes.
somebody talking in a calm tone. So I don't mind reading a good subtitle sometimes.
But what were some positives for UK?
Y'all got to get used to that dub, okay? I don't mind. That's what happened when you grow up watching kung fu movies, all right? I don't mind. It don't matter if the lips ain't syncing up with the words. I like when a movie starts off and tricks you into thinking you watching one thing and you end up watching something else. I'm a fan of that. I like to think that I'm watching something and kind of like what is that movie? 10 Cloverfield Lane, where I thought I was watching one thing and by the end it became something totally different. So I like that aspect. I like that a story is being told like this supernatural story, but in Africa. I like that because when we be thinking about some of these African movies, we be thinking about that foolishness that we be watching on Netflix. They be doing a bunch of some foolishness and gang movies. It's nice to see them do a little supernatural touch on it to say we can be well versed in different genres. I like that aspect. And if I'm not mistaken, it took place in Senegal, right?
Yes.
What I liked and what I thought about watching it, and because I have a line sister that's family is from Senegal, and when I thought about the spirituality aspect of it, Senegal is a good place for this movie to kind of be centered around. For the brief history lesson, Senegal was one of the places that had where the slave ships ports would go. So they have one of like the door of no returns in Senegal to the building where you go in and then that's it. And so I feel like there are a lot of haunted stories coming from that area. So I really think that was the thing that I thought about when the supernatural stuff started happening, is that well, they have this kind of like horrific history, and when you have like a backdrop of that kind of thing, that sets a good tone for some paranormal activity to take place.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I love a like mix of like real life kind of horror, like a real life horrific feel when you're watching something horror. But of course, no matter how much you enjoy a movie, there are always going to be some negatives. And one negative I will say for me is I enjoyed this all the way through, but I will say I was so into just the mercenary mystery situation we had going on, even before we add in any horror. And for me, it kind of peaks about, I think, halfway through the movie. We have this really tense like table scene where certain things start to be revealed. And I just feel like the movie never is able to quite sustain that tenseness and that suspense that we have in that moment. So even though I enjoyed the movie, I just feel like it kind of peaked right there and never quite just picked up for me. Kay, what were some negatives for you?
I'm gonna need them to do different with the subtitles. Okay. At one point, y'all had me reading the English and the sign language subtitle. I was like, wait. First of all, I got eye fatigue. It's in the middle of the night, and I got to read the French and the sign language stuff. Hold on now. Now, y'all didn't think about the people who's struggling here with attention span and with vision. It was a lot going on right in that. I'm like, what is happening? I was getting confused really, really fast. Also, I think maybe I wish they would have introduced some of the concepts of what was going on a lot earlier, because by the time the story started to unfold the way that it was supposed to, it was like, oh, it's over. So I just I wish we could have got some of the ending pushed a little bit more to the front of the movie though. But all in all, y'all, my eyes was doing crisscross and jumping jacks trying to catch them subtitles and the sign language and the French. It was a lot happening. And then the color, some of it was in the backdrop and the screen, which it was just, I was like, can I change the color of the subtitles? I was struggling.
I am about legally blind, and my eyes had no problem reading these
we all 4 eyes on this panel page.
Y'all,
somebody need to be with me. Who else was struggling with them subtitles?
No, y'all do not let Kay detour you. This movie is so good. I literally don't even pay attention to the fact that I'm reading subtitles. I was so into the movie. Tyra, what were some negatives for you?
Pretty much what you said with the I feel like that big dinner table scene, we should have maybe saved that because it was so impactful that it was just like, and then once it, we continue on with the movie, especially ending off, you really want something really grand to cap it off, but we couldn't really get past that major moment, even though it was so great. It's right in the middle of the film, so it took some of it off. I will say I did enjoy, for the budget, the graphics and the way that they decided to display the spirit. I thought it was cool. For me, and this couldn't go for anybody else because it's me, it was a little predictable. It was a little predictable. I don't like, but it's from me, y'all. I just be knowing stuff, okay? I be feeling it in my throat, and when it's on the back of my neck, I'm like, I'm gonna follow my first mind. So with a bit of the story, it did get a little predictable for me because probably I would say about 15 minutes in, I was like, okay, I think I know what's, I don't know exactly what's going on here, but I feel like X and B and A has an agenda. So if that's the agenda, then somebody here did X, Y, A. Like it's just, it'd be clicking on for me. So it did get a little predictable in that sense, but I thought it was a really great movie and really worth watching if you are willing to sit through some subtitles or a foreign language film. It was really great. And it was black. Everybody was black. That was a positive. Everybody was black. It was a bunch of, everybody was black and it was one Mexican man. Everybody else, everybody was black. I will say that it was really wonderful just to see a full black cast. And even with the Senegalese and the whole territory, I love seeing these black people speaking French. I was like, all right, I'm here for it. I'm having a good time with it. We don't see an abundance of black people enough on screen.
Their native language is actually a blend of French and like the African dialect, and they call it Wolof.
And you know what? This is why I love watching foreign films, especially because I'm just an ignorant little country girl. Tyra texted me and said they speaking French. I said I thought they were speaking African. Baby, I didn't know what.
Yeah, it's a mix of it that they do there. It's a
lot of French though. I was like, this is French.
Mm-hmm.
But see, it introduces you to new stuff. So now I know, hey, I've been, introduced to, some things, okay? Educating myself through the movies. And now we are going to give you guys our overall thoughts and rating. You know how you do 1 star, 5 star. We're going to give it 1 knife or 5 knives. And my overall thoughts on Solemn, I definitely highly recommend it. Like Tyra said, it is a bit predictable, but I honestly don't think it's quite as predictable if you're don't watch as many damn movies as we do. Yeah. But certain stories just hit certain beats, so it's kind of, you can call certain things. And I feel like you could say this movie borrows a lot from other movies, but I found it enjoyable. The performances were really good. The scenery was good. Everybody black. And the acting was really good. Like, I want to see these people in more movies. I mean, they probably are. Maybe I just haven't watched them. But I thought everyone really did. And after my week of kind of watching a few, stuff like Bitch Ass, which we'll get into, it was very refreshing to see this caliber of talent. So I would personally give this 3.5 out of 5 knives. What about you, Kay?
Oh, are we doing a rating scale of 5? I thought we was doing a rating scale of 10. Oh, dang. Let me readjust my brain.
I
You
guess your
know,
eyes were still flubbing when I messaged you and said 5.
I don't know why I thought it was. I thought we was doing 10. I don't know why I thought 10. That no wonder if the pictures up here. See, that's what I get. Reading is fundamental. You know what? It would have been a bit higher for me if they had a dub version. You don't know how many times I had to rewind this movie to catch it, okay? Because I looked away or I couldn't see straight or I get my attention was somewhere else. So next time I'm gonna need y'all to have an English dub version. I know y'all can do it. Let's get it there. Shutter, make it happen. So I'm gonna give it a 3 because it should have had English dub.
You know what? I cannot with you. Oh,
She had ADHD, baby. I too, I'm gonna give it a 3 situation just because if I know what's coming, then I don't get to enjoy the ride as much as I want to. So I'm definitely gonna give it 3, but it's still really, really worth watching. And just that last scene when old dude came up out the water, I was here for that. I was here for that. I like
now, Tara, this supposed to be spoiler free. Why you saying that?
Oh, it's fine. It was.
Well, I highly recommend it. A black horror movie that a lot of people are not talking about. Y'all, please check it out. And before we get into our next black horror movie, just to remind you, we are doing a viewer's choice segment today. So cut to King Nikki TV's commercial.
What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton? What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton?
All right, we already got some buyers in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. Come on down. Love to see y'all.
Now, you have different ways that you can be involved in our viewers' choice segment. If you would like to, I will be dropping the link midway through. And for $4.99, you have 4 minutes to either give us your horror verses you would like for the panel to go through, or your horror question, conversation about horror you would like for us to have. Or you can just simply send your verses or your horror question in your super chat for $4.99. And $9.99, we can discuss a horror movie of your choice. And now let's get into Overlord. Now, this is a movie I have talked about on my channel maybe 3 or 4 times, but any chance I get to praise this movie, baby, I will do it, okay? Because I do not understand why this was not the biggest movie of the year. I do not understand why out of all the horror channels that I engage with, no one talks about this movie, and it is such a gem. Overlord is pretty simple premise. You have a group of American soldiers who are tasked with taking down a radio tower in we got to fight against the Nazis, okay? And come to find out, they are doing secret experiments where this tower is located on the local. So you have these zombie experiments that are happening. And I know a lot of people feel like the zombie subgenre is overdone and generic, but trust me, this is something very different. Y'all, look, it's a gem, okay? It is truly just a gem, and everybody needs to watch it, okay? Now, let's get into the positives of this movie. For me personally, y'all know I love gore and I love blood, guts, and all of that. The effects and body horror for me were top notch. Great ensemble cast, really effective villainous character, really good action horror film, which I always say we do not get enough action horror mashup. And we got a great black final guy, which we it's few and far between, okay? And he was amazing. Great talent, great character. Tyra, what were some positives for you with Overlord?
Oh, child, the way I love me a good throwback film. The way I love me a good throwback to that era in time, child. Call me what you want to. I will go and watch Schindler's List and The Pianist on a good day for fun. And then The Boy with the Striped Pajamas. Depressing, very much so. But I love those type of movies. So to give me that time with a horror element to it, this is definitely like a horror Dawn of the Dead meets Inglorious Bastards Red Tails type situation. And I love that. It's really, really good. Everybody, this is my first time seeing, all of us interview with the vampire lovers. This was my first time seeing Louis. I remember seeing Louis in this film because I watched it in the movies. I was like, oh, they killed the brother. I don't want to give away too much. I was like, they killed him, but they're gonna kill all the brothers. All the brothers ain't safe. They put this black man on a poster because they're gonna take him. They're gonna take him from us. They killing brothers early. But it's the writing is great. Every single actor in this film is up to par. Visually, it's outstanding. Like you said, I love me some good body horror, honey. The body horror and effects in the film are really, really good. It gives you everything. I think there's something here for everybody who loves action, somebody who might love horror, and somebody who might look, because there's horror and then there's body horror. It's something here for everybody to really, really enjoy, and really a good movie to, throw on and watch with your man. Like, your man who, I don't want to watch no horror. This is like a really great median to satisfy everybody of a particular taste. And like you said, we have a black final guy. Where are those? Those are absolutely nowhere. Going to the movies and watching this film, notably, you have your picks and chooses of, well, that's gonna be our final man up there. That's gonna be our final girl, because the brothers ain't gonna make it. The brothers never make it, and the brother made it. Go see this brother make it, please.
And not only did he make it, baby, he is a hero. Okay.
And then the actor, I'll speak. I don't know the actor's name right off the back of my tongue, but he was also the man who starred as the protagonist in Run, Sweetheart, Run. He's just as disgusting in this film as well. And he's just a really, really great actor. I love him. And if you love a disturbing Kiefer Sutherland, slap you in the face because I don't like you as an actor, I might slap you in real life just off of the strength of you performing this role so well. I'm going to slap you when I see you trying to get your autograph, because why you do that in that movie, that's here.
Yes, he always, I feel like he typecast at this point. He was on Game of Thrones. Run Through Hard Run, like Tyra just said, he plays a great villain. One of those villains you love to hate, because he does have like a good little swag about him, like a cool kind of villain, but yeah, ruthless. Kay, what were some positives for you with Overlord?
Okay, if y'all hear some noise in the background, it just started storming here, just to warn y'all. Randomly started breaking out into a storm. Positives. I randomly stumbled upon this movie. I think I saw it on FX. I just randomly because FX just be showing stuff. So, and I was like, is this a war movie? But I'm seeing like horror scenes. So I just randomly started watching it. Positives, that one scene where the transformation happens with one of the soldiers. That got me right there. I really like that scene. I actually started watching the movie also because if you guys have seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the guy that was Captain America in the series, that's the same guy, ain't it? If not, he looked like him. But Johnny Walker, I'm like, that's the series Captain America guy. So let me see what this is. And it was up from there. It was a movie that I want to say you can go into it and not know the premise and then keep watching it because it's so interesting. So I really like that about it. Like, you can literally hop in at any point in the movie and say, yeah, I want to see what's happening next. You just immediately get sucked in.
And as usual, no matter how good a movie is, there are always negatives. And my number one negative is giving Bokeem motherfucking Woodbine that little penny ante role. Put some respect on his name. That pissed me off so bad. But I honestly got no other negatives. Okay. Kay, what were some negatives for you with Overlord?
Some of the scenes were a little dark, and I could see what's going on.
Ruin
Um,
your eyes.
oh, like what? Like where is the light in this scene? I also feel like they spent too much time. I don't like too many skeptics in movies. Like if somebody tell you that they experimenting and that zombies is coming out, I need you to believe them on this instead of worrying about torturing people. Like the mission that y'all came for, let's abandon that. We have a new task at hand. So it just irks me when you have to convince skeptics and things. That is really bothersome. When you see people panicking and this with some science fiction-y type stuff, let's switch the plan. The original plan, it ain't working no more. Switch it up.
Oh,
You know what? I need you to do something about you. If you don't get LASIK eye surgery or something, child, because you can't keep knocking the movies because you can't see.
It is not my fault that some of them scenes was too dark.
I thought it was well lit. The only like con I have for this movie, there are some pacing issues. They could have shaved down maybe 20 to 30 minutes on the running time. We do spend a lot of time just foddering through, and it's a lot of character developments for you to care for, like maybe the small children or the female in the film. And you know, we always gotta chase a white tea woman. That's always there. But you know, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I like this white tea woman. She was helpful. She was down for the cause. But there is a sense of it needing to be a little bit shorter on the running time. But other than that, yes, when they hit off Bo Kim, I was like, not Bo Kim, they hit Bo Kim. They didn't took old Louis. The black people aren't saved. They set the standard for us to think that they was gonna take the brothers, but they left a brother for us.
And I will say my overall thoughts are go watch the mother effing movie. It needs to get a lot more recognition. I just really don't understand. I guess they said we ain't putting no more Negroes as the hero no more because y'all ain't showing the hell up. But I give this 5 out of 5. I mean, I really have no complaints. Even the negatives that Tyra mentioned, I was actually here for it because I really liked the characters. I was very engaged with all of their interactions. It really wasn't anyone that I just was like, okay, I'm over it. I don't like this character. I loved every moment. I just thought it was so good and so well made. I thought it had a really good pacing. Everything worked. Okay. Tyra, what are your overall thoughts and rating for Overlord?
I gotta give Overlord 4. It would have been a solid 5 because I was here for the characters, I was here for the transformations, and I'm always here for a disgusting guy. The lead, our lead guy, who's always given a disgusting role, he was giving me that gentleman who stars as a lead in The Shape of Water. Just always just a despicable human being. Why you got to be like this? But it's just that pacing. It begins to weigh on you to where you're like, oh, we're still here. We really could have gotten rid of at least 20 minutes. So I have to give it 4. Outside of that, go watch that brother stay alive. Watch that brother stay alive, please, please. And be a hero, please. It's worth it.
Okay, what are your overall thoughts and rating?
I really feel like this movie should have been advertised more because it was really good. Like I would have, if I'd have known about the movie, instead of stumbling upon it, I would have searched this movie out. Like I really wish I would have heard about it so that I could have like talked about what like recommended it. So I'm actually glad you brought this up. This movie is kind of underrated.
Yeah.
Like I don't really hear people talking about it in the way that it should. I wish that they advertised this one more because it was a really good movie. It looked like something that people should have had conversations surrounding, and they weren't. But this was really good though.
No, I remember leaving the theaters and I was like, oh, this is because I remember it was failing at the box office, but I was like, okay, this is gonna be that one that's that cult classic. I don't even think it's reached, cult classic status.
Nope.
Nobody talks about it at all, which is sad.
Very, because they did their thing. I feel like they had a budget. Everything was so good here. And before we get into our next movie, don't forget.
Take your best shot.
Yes, Jason walking around Manhattan. I love it. So I love that one so much. Knocked his head clean off. Support.
Clean off.
We love it. Thank you.
Y'all know I love me some Jason Voorhees.
Do you love him in Manhattan?
Every movie. The only movie I don't support Jason is when he went to space, because y'all shouldn't have put his big ass in the spaceship in the first place. Other than that, I'm rocking with Jason every time.
Now, our final film we are going to get into of our black horror movies you might have missed and need to watch is Bitch Ass. Now, baby, from that title, you should already know what you are in for and what to expect. I did cover this on my channel when it came out. Y'all know I be scouring for for movies, baby. I did not hear anybody talking about Bitch Ass. I have yet to really hear anyone talk about it. So it is fitting, okay, very fitting for this list. Now, y'all, the movie called Bitch Ass, okay? Getting into the positives, I feel like, okay, first of all, this is a film where they say this is about the first masked black serial killer. And going off my memory of horror movies, I don't recall a masked black killer in a horror movie unless I'm forgetting someone. But it pretty much plays as a so good it's bad kind of film. Y'all, the movie, first of all, congrats to them people for what they did on this little budget. If I remember correctly, I think it was a budget of like 30,000. So yes, that's the praise I'm gonna give y'all. But this movie is terrible. It's not a very well made movie. The kill scenes, the little game, because it's played very much as these killer games, kind of like Jigsaw. Y'all, those gameplay sequences, they have this Rubik's Cube effect they do when scenes pop up. It looks so cheap. It looks terrible. Like all of just the creative ideas, y'all, they bad. They are so bad. There is an opening scene. Kay just did her video on the best opening scenes, and baby, this would make the worst opening scenes. It is such, all I can say is it's such a joke, but I do have fun with this movie. Like I said, it is a so bad it's good. Y'all go support the black movie. Tyra, do you have any positives? Oh, and I forgot my one positive. There is a character who was the only person in the movie who could act, the one playing Spade. Tyra, did you have any positives?
I mean, not really. And it's not because this isn't a well-made film. My issue with black horror is because it's black horror and it seems like we have whatever, that's a tenth of the budget of most movies, it's fine. But there seems to be a tendency, just because it's black folks and it's black horror, it needs to be centered in the hood. Somebody's always robbing to get a better way out. We gotta go rob. We gotta rob and sell these drugs because we got to get out of these circumstances. There's always that lingering over the film, and then that kind of just takes it away. And I feel like we get so much of that with it's either this premise or it's the same premise in an anthology, and then we get Snoop Dogg's, hood horrors, or Scary or Die, or those the Tales from the Hood sequences, which what can I find for
now,
this?
Tyra, that's for the negatives. We talking about positive.
I'm trying. Like, I just really, this was a tedious watch for me, because I'm really over the, just because we are lacking in budget, we have to center it around hood and struggle, and we gotta get out the trenches. I gotta steal something. I'm sick of that. Tony Todd is here. I'll say that. I love a good, I would wish that they quit dragging Tony Todd into these horror movies. Tony said, where's the check? Okay, if the check clears, I'm gonna be there. They love dragging old Tony Todd into a sorry premise, but he's here, and I'm here for him giving me all of the Tales from the Crypt intro energy that you would love. I thought the premise of a hood adjacent Jigsaw premise was, decent enough. It was cool. I would never watch it again.
Well, at this point, I've seen it twice. I saw it when it came out, and I talked about it, and then I actually rewatched it earlier today. Be fresh in my mind for this. But guys, do not forget, we are doing our Viewer's Choice Edition segment today. If you would like, I am about to drop the link. If you send your $4.99, make sure your name on YouTube matches the name you use when you sign up to come on screen with us. You can ask us a horror versus, a horror question. If you would like for us to talk about a certain horror movie, that's $9.99. And let's get into my commercial break.
What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton? What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton?
If you are shy and don't want to show your face, you don't have to use your camera when you follow the link. Or if you're just all around shy, you can just send us your question with your $4.99 attached. And of course, we appreciate everybody being here to support us. Kay, do you have any positives for bitch ass?
You know, how much did they pay Tony Todd to do? You know, you said
The
positive.
whole budget for the movie went to Tony Todd.
Because I'm like, okay, I mean, okay, I see, okay, I get it. We're gonna start like an anthology, but like, are they gonna make any more movies to like convince me that it's gonna be a thing?
I ain't seen bitch ass 2.
Yeah, the premise is there for this to be the first installment, so you would think that.
Yeah, okay. So you know, okay, I do have some positives. I thought about it was a little mix between Saw and Alice in Borderland. I wasn't mad at the games. I wasn't mad at them. I liked the games. That, I mean, it was low budget, but I liked it.
It's forcing it. Don't force it, Kay. Let it flow.
I like that old boy got to go to college at the end.
You're here for that.
Hood fairy tale.
You're here for those ill-gotten gains, Kay.
Baby got to go to college.
That's right. He made it. I said, "Now, all right, now, all right." Now, why she didn't go and drop him off at the school was what was bothering me. Why you let your son just drive to college by himself? But I guess that's a conversation for another day. But he went to school, made it out the hood.
Negatives for bitch ass. Everything. It's a bad movie. I will say though, what sticks out for me besides the god awful acting, I would say it felt like they didn't even try. Like there are flashback scenes where we watch bitch ass and certain other characters interact as kids. The actors they got to like play the younger version of like the mom and the adult, they don't look, I mean, they don't even you can pull out some black folk that look like they in the same family. Okay, I see them walking by me every day, look like they could be related to me. It's like they didn't even try. The opening scene, you're not gonna hit me like no bitch, and then they do like this comedic smack, you knock my tooth out, y'all. It is so god awful, like it is so bad. But look, we may be talking bad about it, but look, we spotlighting the black horror movies, okay? That's what matters. That's what we're spotlighting them, and you can make your own decision, watch it, you know, come to your own conclusions. But come on, baby, I honestly feel like even with the low budget, and it was a pretty low budget, they had to put this together, they still, I done seen short films where they spend $400. Give me something better than this. Like I don't think it's the budget. I really don't. Because you know, look, it's and then the way we have the actual serial killer. First of all, the way bitch ass is dressed in that suit and mask looks more like he is ready for S&M, not serial murder. It's
Mm-mm.
I could go on, but I'll give somebody else the floor. Tyra.
Girl, that suit was given. I don't hear nothing but ladies calling. And he was trying to go wall to wall in that suit.
I thought this was Phantom of the Opera in the
Then
hood.
just for us to relay that this is the same character in the past, we got this big man walking around in a suit jacket in the summer. Like, baby, please. The grandmother character in her prehistoric witch trial laughing, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. I was like, is she from Salem? Is she about to summon something? Why is she laughing like that? The heavy breathing on bitch ass when I'm like, first of all, bitch ass, we've seen you talk in these games when you give and pick your pleasure, but before the happening, before you take somebody's life, we connect four. But when it's not convenient, it's just it's like, why is he diabetic? Why is he breathing like that? What is the problem? It just they did what they could. I will say that the premise of using some of our most beloved games, your Monopoly, Connect Four, Child Rock Paper Scissors, Operation, to kill someone is it's creative. I will say, and this leading back into the positive, I have never seen another film like bitch ass. They were individualistic. I was here, but child, it's just do a little better. If the budget's going to be down, I need the acting to be good, or I need the writing to be. It doesn't have to be amazing, just something worth following. On the graphic side with the budget, and they tried to, with them little deck of cards flipping over with they were trying. They were trying, Nikki, and that's what I can tell y'all. Y'all bitch ass was trying.
And you can watch bitch ass on BT Plus, or you can rent it if you want to waste $2. It ain't a waste. I don't want to talk about these black folks like that. I don't want to talk about these black folks like that. Okay. You can rent it on Prime for just $1.99. For $1.99, you can see the serial killer.
TP, if it ain't on Tubi, it belongs there. It would fit.
It ain't on Tubi.
Well, it would fit.
It ain't on Tubi.
It needs to be. Put it over there. Who said you was too good for Tubi? Get over there on Tubi with your bitch ass. Go to Tubi.
And I actually think, if I remember correctly, when I first saw this, I want to say I rented it on Prime for like $6.99. Yeah. Yeah. Because I be trying to support black folk. But you see how y'all do me when I try to support y'all? K. Any negatives for bitch ass?
Next time you should. I enjoyed the RZA's movie Thriller on Netflix more than this one. Okay, because at least that had that Hoochie Love song was kind of riding a little bit. Nikki, did I have a question about this movie here?
I'm scared.
Did Chris Stokes make this movie? Because
what?
Yeah, it was giving Somebody Help Me Part 1 and 2. It could be over there with those.
Chris Stokes be making. He made the Somebody Help. What was it? The Always and Forever that he made. That's on. Chris Stokes and Marcus Houston be making Tubi movies that are just in this area right here. It'd be low budget, bad. Did Chris Stokes make this?
No, he did not make
it. Tubi gold. These movies are Tubi gold. Like the audience for this particular film are the people who watch these, the Somebody Help Me's on Tubi. I don't care for these movies, and I don't want to watch it again.
Now this is a step above Somebody Help Me.
No, it ain't. They didn't even try with his mask. That mask was 50 cents on after the Halloween sale when you go the next day to get the they didn't even try. Then he had that fake Batman voice, like, it is. Who's this now, sir? And why I actually would have even appreciated the movie more if they didn't have to go in the house for a gang initiation. First of all, I lived in Macon when the Bloods was running rampant. Okay, they ain't never have. I'm like, the gang members ain't look like this now. If they would, everybody would took them as a joke. Okay, but I wasn't even serious. I almost didn't even know what decade the movie was supposed to be. I said, what is this hair?
I don't know, because he had a beeper. What
It
was
was
the
supposed to be the 90s, y'all.
Oh, that's what the hot top fade was for.
Yes, they gave y'all the high top fade and they gave y'all the beeper.
But so, like, cause some of them was, it's like they was trying to do 90s fashion, but the setting around everything else didn't look
Was
90s ish.
That was current. There was no 90s till I saw that beeper. I was like, why he got a beeper? I was like, oh,
A beeper
And
and
the
one
flashback
hairstyle, and we
scenes
were supposed
were
to be in the 90s.
that explains the the yearbook and the flashbacks to the 80s didn't even look like the 80s. That looked more 90s than anything. Like I thought this was supposed to be current day, but I was trying to calculate what the baby
No.
trying to go to college. Did she have children later on in life? I was like, well, this bitch ass ain't his daddy, so that's not adding up.
Did we find out who the daddy was?
They did. It was just random.
So we just was gonna throw that.
It wasn't Spade and it wasn't bitch ass.
Oh, and another thing I noticed. And see, I don't like to drag blacks. Why I don't be watching some of these movies because I don't like to drag them. Why was some of the movie in widescreen and some in short screen?
I was waiting for one of y'all to say that.
Because y'all know my eyes be deceiving me sometimes. So I had to really focus on, like, wait a minute, I know this was short screen a second ago. And I know it was. Okay, and then now it's not. It's not.
Sorry, Miss Lisa. Our little non-spoilers went out the window soon as
Oh,
we
I'm
got
sorry,
to the
y'all.
bitch.
Y'all,
sorry.
please go watch and support the movie.
Because I was so confused. I was like, okay, no, it's not short screen. No, it's not. Okay, I was tripping. Okay, it is short screen.
They were trying to make
I left
artistic.
it alone. That's what I was going to
decisions.
say. I thought it was a little bit of free, artistic, like, you know what? I feel like it'll be for dramatic effect. Let's do this. I thought it was just a personal choice. And so I just left it alone.
So, Kay, Tyrone,
Yes.
y'all didn't appreciate the scene, the flashback of bitch ass Cecil before getting his face sliced.
Oh
Y'all
my
didn't
God.
appreciate-
Wait a minute. Why was he slashing and dancing? My boy was what this thing he got me watching?
No, he was script walking and slashing and dancing. Then we cut to the body, and it's like they took some blood and went.
Like, all that dancing he was doing with that razor blade, he should have been dead, but he had like a splash. I said, Nikki, I don't trust you no more.
Look, I gave y'all two good ones, but we here to support the black film. Shout out to Bill Posley, who wrote and directed Bitch Ass. I know you drug your film, sir, but we still putting it out there and spotlighting.
Y'all ain't gonna tell me Chris Stokes didn't do that movie under another name. Show me the picture of who did it. Marcus Houston has something to do with this movie. I guarantee you he is.
Okay.
Marcus Houston is living his best life with his underage girlfriend.
And making ridiculous thriller movies on Tubi.
Do I even have to ask overall thoughts and ratings?
Can we give half a knife? Is half a knife? Half a knife.
The blade or the handle?
The handle.
Okay.
I said, you know what? I had too much promethazine in my system. Me trying to watch this movie. You know what? Because I want y'all to deal with the pain that I dealt with, I'm gonna give it 4 knives so y'all can watch it.
Absolutely not, Kathy.
We supporting you, Bill Posley. She gave you 4 knives, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I do think it's worth at least one watch. Some Sunday afternoon where you don't have nothing better to do with your life. Just watch it and have a good laugh.
I'm about to trick my family into watching this movie.
I will say this is one where I felt like if this laid good groundwork, if they did continue on, because it did leave room for another film, maybe they could get a better handle on because they wanted to be Jigsaw, adjacent a little bit, but I have not seen a Bitch Ass Part 2, so I'll just wait and see if there's any improvement whenever that film comes out. But for now, you get the handle.
Tyra, will you take your YouTube money and help finance the sequel?
No. No. I can't do that. We would need bitch ass to make some profit. Ain't nobody doing it.
Well, if it's a Struggle Reviews production, maybe it'll go somewhere. And now
I'll give him some money. I'll give him some because I want to see what's next. The best part of the movie was Tony Todd starting and ending it because I thought we had something.
I thought it was gonna be an anthology when he opened it like that. Then it wasn't. I was like, what? What happened?
Child, y'all paid that man probably $500,000 to turn around like this in the chair.
Tony gonna get that coin. You know what happened? I don't care if it's horror and they giving Tony a coin. He gonna show up as a jester, a figment, a corner, a roller coaster.
Man, I'm about to tell my sister to watch this right now because she always asking me for movie recommendations. I'm about to tell her to watch it.
A preacher, a shop owner. Tony gonna show up if the check is there.
Look, Tony gonna put on his deep voice, and he gonna show up. One thing Tony Todd gonna do that we gonna do as well is support a horror film, and that's what we just did for y'all. We just gave y'all some lesser known Black horror movies that nobody else is talking about. Okay, so don't drag us. We here.
So that is good. If you like laughing at your Black horrors, go watch Bitch Ass. Bitch Ass is a good drinking game type of film. Like take a shot every time.
Nah, you might end up with alcohol poisoning, child. Like this. But we did give y'all two really solid, actual good Black horror movies, okay? But you know I had to throw in Bitch Ass.
Nikki, I said I will not listen to you again.
Now hold on now, because I gave you two good ones. How you gonna not listen to me because of this one?
I can't wait. When we do this again, I want give me something else, please. I don't want no bitch ass.
You should have warned
me.
Warn me.
Called Bitch Ass.
Hey, I've seen less. Like even with the hood-ish premises, like I thought with Tony Todd opening, I was like, okay, this is gonna be like the horror Black noir film, that anthology that we got that wasn't, bad. I enjoyed some of the anthologies there. When that happened, I was like, oh, okay, Bitch Ass is just one. We're not gonna spend too much time with his bitch ass because we have many here because it's an anthology film. It was just him. I was like, oh, there we go. That's your token there. What's his name? Bob, Bill, whoever did this. This would have been a perfect, bit part for an anthology and to move on to something else. This is not good for an entire, hour and a half film. It's just not. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't an anthology. But one more reminder for you, because I just love to look at this. What happens if you do not support? Support or die.
Take your best shot.
I love it.
Am I playing that too much?
I love that because I don't care.
Support or die.
He was waiting, like, come on, you don't want none of this.
You got to show the scene where he was fighting for his life with all them punches, okay? You got to build him in there. He thought he was getting somewhere.
I'm just trying to get the point across. Support or die. I don't need to see you doing your little punches. Swinging and missing. But we are going to get into our horror trivia.
Oh, Lord. Dang, pray for me, honey. I'm going to do what I can.
Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Are you sure?
No, I didn't say I was ready. I'm gonna let you know right now. I don't even know what's happening with life right now. I'm just here.
Tyra, tell me who said this quote and in what movie. I'm not killing people, I'm killing boys.
What? I'm not killing people, I'm killing boys?
Come on, Tyra. Okay, I'll give you multiple. You want me to give you multiple choice?
Please.
Okay, multiple choice would be either Jennifer's Body, Ginger Snaps, or Jawbreaker.
Okay, I know it's not Jawbreaker. This feels very Jennifer's Body. I'm gonna go with Jennifer's Body.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord. Don't be trying to play us. You know I need multiple choice.
Okay, see how look, don't say I ain't never helped y'all out, okay?
Thank you. I needed that.
Okay. How many times in I Know What You Did Last Summer do Helen and Ray speak to each other? Twice, 20 times, 47 times.
Who?
Helen is the Sarah
Sarah Michelle
Sarah
Gellar.
Michelle Gellar character, and Ray is Jennifer Love's Hewitt boyfriend in the
Freddie
film.
Prinze Jr.
Yes, Freddie
Yes.
Prinze.
Okay, give me the options again.
Do they talk to each other twice throughout the whole film, 20 times, or 47 times?
I know mine.
Oh, A.
Yes, they only speak to
Twice.
each other
Say nothing.
twice. They barely.
Y'all got to put names and faces. Names and faces.
I thought this was the easy one because them people do not talk to each other that whole day movie.
We take this to our grave. What?
Tyra,
Oh Lord.
which cabin was used for Claire's cabin in Final Destination? Was it the cabin from The Evil Dead, the cabin from Lake Placid, or the cabin from Friday the 13th?
Girl, I don't even remember that sequence. That's the only part of the movie I always forget when he be going in there trying. I'm gonna say, I feel like The Evil Dead would be covered. You ain't going over there. You ain't got that kind of budget. Right? It wasn't giving Crystal. I'm gonna say B, Lake Placid.
That is correct, Tyra.
Thank you. Do what I
They
can.
used the same cabin from Lake Placid in Final Destination for Claire's cabin.
Thank you.
Now, see what happened when you put a little brain muscle into this?
You see what happened when you give me multiple choice?
Okay. Which movie poster had to be recalled for violating MPAA advertising guidelines? Was it the poster for The Thing, Saw 2, or Hellraiser? Their original movie poster.
I know this one.
Yeah, I have no idea, but I'm going to guess. Saw 2, that might have been too late in the game for that. The Thing, did they even put The Thing on any of the posters? I'm not sure because it always looks very wintry every time I look at The Thing poster. So I don't know. I'm going to guess a Hellraiser just by name alone. I don't know.
That is incorrect. It is Saw 2. The Severed Fingers.
It was. Because that always surprised me. Like this.
Yeah.
Out of all stuff, this.
Yes, it was The Severed Fingers. They had to redo the movie poster.
Child, somebody reported them. That's what that was.
Tyra, your
Yes.
favorite movie.
Child, not
What
that
was
favorite.
the line Jesus wept in the original script for Hellraiser? So you know that scene that we love where Frank says Jesus wept.
Mhm.
Was the original line help me, F you, or more please?
Mm. With the tempo and the tone of that film, it definitely wasn't Help Me. Ooh. Oh. I don't know. I'm okay because they had to do a lot of adjustments with that film and take stuff down a notch because they was trying to get that R rating. I'm gonna go with B.
That is correct.
Oh,
That was the original line.
look at that. I'm cooking.
You on a roll.
I am. Watch me mess it up.
But I feel like sometimes that stuff works because Jesus wept is a much better line for that scene than F you.
It is. There was a lot of stuff in that film they had to take out to get that R rating. And it's like, all right, you know how they get a negotiation. You can get 2 FU bombs, not one. When you don't take that one, then you can't have the R rating. So I was like, gotta be B.
And guess what you don't get, Tyra? A
The
question
screen
about
question.
movie that- yeah.
Oh, girl, don't give me them. I don't want that. I don't want that. Thank you. I don't want that.
Okay. Which Scream character had a longer, more graphic death in the original cut of the movie? Was it Kenny? I know you don't know names, so that is Gail's cameraman. Tatum, Sydney's best friend, or Dewey? I know you know Dewey, child. The original cut of the film.
Yeah, I have no idea. So I'm going. I don't even remember who Kenny is. So I'm just gonna say B.
He was the camera guy,
You
the
don't remember him dying in that van
in
getting
the
his
van.
throat slit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now I remember. So yeah, I don't know. B. I
Well,
don't
you
know.
said B, and that is incorrect. It was Kenny.
It was
Kenny
Kenny.
had a much more longer and graphic death scene, but due to ratings, they had to change the original cut, and he just gets his throat slit.
That's why I
I
don't
guess
remember
throat
him.
slit is easier for audiences to swallow. Tara,
Yes.
are you going to end this on a high note?
Oh no, because what is this? Ow.
Which actor was originally offered Justin Long's role in Barbarian? Zac
Ooh.
Efron, Michael B. Jordan, or Josh Hartnett?
Ow. I just don't think they would have even talked to a brother. So I'm gonna go cancel Michael B. Jordan out right now. And Justin, he came in kind of. Oh, Josh Hartnett would have been everything, but Josh don't be coming outside like that often. But that could have left room for him to say no because he don't be outside like that. Oh, I don't know. Now you're gonna mess up my streak. I'm okay. Well, because the premise of Barbarian, you would need somebody that gives that kind of unambiguous like nice guy look, but he's really a-hole. And sometimes Josh could be a little on the nose. I'm gonna go with Zac Efron.
That is correct, Tyra. You got every single question right. Tyra been cheating. She looked at my scorecard.
I am not. Dang it. And nobody's here to see it. There's not a fourth here to see my victory. Y'all go off in the chat. I ain't never got them all right. Yay.
And Tyra, I'm so sorry. I missed your super chat. Do you want to read your super chat from Dane C?
Thank you so much, Dane C, for the $2. Did you see me, Dane? I'm cooking. What movie catalog Nikki gonna pull from the red box? Did you know she love a good red box Shutter Tubi movie? It was bitch ass. Today it was bitch ass. Thank you, Dane.
I be in the crates, okay? I be in the crates digging for horror movies. All right. Thank you so much, Dane C, for supporting our girl Tyra with the $2 super chat. And just a reminder that we are doing our viewers choice edition segment. Okay.
What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton? What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton?
Tyra cooking with grease tonight, baby. Okay. Oh shoot, I had enough. Well, I thought that was the end.
No, that's yours, Kay. I did what I was supposed to do tonight.
Kay, this last question will be for you. Which movie inspired Jordan Peele's Get Out? Was it the Amityville Horror, Eddie Murphy's Delirious, or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Ooh.
Which movie inspired Jordan Peele's Get Out?
Yeah, I don't know any of these. A. I don't know.
It was Eddie Murphy's Stand Up Delirious. He made a joke about horror movies and how the white character never knows nothing is up and they don't get the hell out of Dodge City.
Yeah. I love Delirious and Raw.
Oh, shoot. Oops, what did I do? Okay, now we are going to. Oh wait, oh now I know that's the end. Now, child, the trivia segment is over.
Yeah, you pull out another one trying to mess me up. Don't do it, Nikki. I was doing good.
And now we are going to get into horror versus game. Before we get into our ending viewers choice segment. So we have one horror movie versus another horror movie, and you guys are going to tell me why you pick one over the other. And yes, Tyra, I see your face. You gotta pick. So we're gonna start with you. A Nightmare on Elm Street versus Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors.
Why would you do this?
Because I like to see y'all suffer.
This is so messy. Like, these are both the best, along with A New Nightmare. These are the best films in the franchise, like, period. Wow. And, just for pointers, part 2, even though part 2 is part 2, it's my favorite Freddy. Like, Darker Freddy. Girl! I love Dream Warriors. Like, that was gold. That's when we got, Dream Warriors is that perfect mixture of, he's still serious Freddy, but that's when we get more into the campy, jokey, welcome to primetime bitch area. It's good times over there, but it's just such something so classic about A Nightmare on Elm Street. I can't in good faith say the third installment, so I'm gonna have to go with the first one, just based off of that opening death with Tina. And there's no when I think of a final girl, it's always Nancy first. That's the first person that comes to my head, so I gotta go with that. And the third one is pretty much her kind of passing the torch. I'm gonna go with the first one.
Okay.
Dream Street.
Dream Street.
That's the third one, ain't it?
It's Dream Warriors, Kay.
Where I get Dream Street from?
Girl, who knows?
I just made a whole new movie. Wes Craven. Look, I done made it. Look, you know what? That sounds like a good time. But that sounds like
Are
a
you
good
talking
title,
to Wes Craven in his grave? Why is you saying Wes Craven?
Because I feel like. So hold on. I feel like that was the name of one of his movies. So Freddie ain't never made no movie called. Okay.
There's Dream Child. Maybe you think about that one.
I feel like it was one. I feel like that was one of the movies.
It wasn't Kay.
Kay, you better took something more than allergy meds today. What did you take?
Y'all know the movie that I'm talking about, the third one when they was in the mental hospital. That's
this is that one, Kay, but it's Dream Warriors.
So I ain't the only one who called it Dream Street. Somebody put in the comments if you thought this one.
All right, you are. Kay, you always the only one.
But y'all knew which one I was talking about.
You talking about Beat Street. I don't know what you talking
about. So the third one is your choice, Kay. That's
the one with Lawrence Fishburne in it, right?
It is.
See, I know when the girl got her head put through the TV.
Yes, welcome to prime time. It was. Thank you.
You know what? Let's just go on to the next.
I'm about to Google this. I know one of these movies is called Dream Street. I know I ain't made that up.
What we call no damn Dream Street.
Y'all ain't telling me I made that up.
Fear Street from that Netflix situation. Fear Street. Maybe that's what you think. Hey, I don't got time for you.
I did not make that
up. What? I'm scared to even call your name, Kay. The Fly versus The Thing.
The Fly. That's one of my favorite movies. Because, okay, what's the dude name?
It's Jeff
Goldblum. And yeah, I love this movie. And I don't even like body horror. But if I had to choose one, it would be The Fly. I really like that one. I actually didn't even know that there was a movie called The Fly that was made like decades earlier.
Yes, this is a remake.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that in the beginning, but I actually really, really liked The Fly. That movie was really, really gross. It kind of made my skin crawl growing up. But y'all know come on, y'all can't put that against The Thing. It's Jeff Goldblum.
Now, Kay, you don't be paying attention because when we did trivia on another episode of KillerCon, one of the questions was, what was the body horror remake starring? And it was Jeff Goldblum's The Fly. Tyra, which movie?
It's hard. Because like that one of that sequence in the thing where the dog is transforming, they all see it in that flashlight. I like really love that sequence when it's trying to turn into that dog and it catches it mid transformation. But like Jeff in the you just really get it up. You get really up close and personal in The Fly, and The Fly is one of the few movies I can remember early on that just made me like, oh, body. It was The Fly and Hellraiser where I was like, okay, body horror is my thing. I am loving this, and just to see, the nails, the him just descend into that fly, and it holds up really well. I gotta go with The Fly. I feel so ashamed.
Y'all should both be ashamed. I cannot believe
that the thing. I mean, not that The Thing isn't good. I really do love The Thing. I love that movie.
Well, I would have to go with The Thing, and I love The Fly. I love Jeff Goldblum, but I feel like The Thing is just literally one of the most perfect horror movies ever created, top to bottom.
And him blinking like it's top tier. Him sticking to that ceiling is so good. I just can't.
Oh, when he was eating that donut and threw up on it, because like flies have to do that.
Like, oh, you don't want that? Oh, yeah, okay, I'll keep to myself.
Yeah, I think maybe it was like because we got to see him like from being a regular person to like disintegrating into like this creature. Yeah. It was like we followed him.
That's peak Jeff. Jeff was fine as hell.
Jerry curl and all. I loved it.
Now, I ain't going that far, but I do like Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff was fine. One in the chat if Jeff was fine.
Come on now. Don't leave us hanging. Y'all know. And y'all still is to this day.
Get it. One white man that could get it in the midnight hour.
Tyra, after dark. We're talking horror. Tyra, Insidious versus The Conjuring.
Ew. This isn't hard for me. The Conjuring is nowhere near Insidious for me. Insidious just was really like, oh, y'all effing it up with this PG-13 horror. You know how I be sleeping on them PG-13 situations. Don't even put that in my cassette. Get that away from my VCR, please. It was really good. The acting was great. Everything, there is not one shortcoming with that first Insidious installment. It's really perfect. And I can say the same with The Conjuring, but I don't revisit The Conjuring as much as I visit Insidious. Every single year, at least 2 to 3 times a year, I can count on my kids. Mom, let's watch Insidious. It's going to be Insidious every time. Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. Even though the first Conjuring movie was really good, and I actually would put it in creepy that watch that in the daytime because that first one is really creepy. But Insidious just have rewatchability. Like I can watch that anytime. I don't know. It's just the rewatchability of that one. So I'm gonna go with Insidious.
Then you get the red-faced demon, and you get that lady in black, just really ominous. I love a little double dose. I'm here for it.
And the astral projecting aspect of the movie that I really like. So yeah.
Now I feel like I visit The Conjuring way more than Insidious. I might have seen Insidious 3 times. I've seen The Conjuring probably 10.
Really?
Oh. Yes, that's my.
Somebody need to watch it.
2 movies where you have to be quiet or die. Okay, Don't Breathe versus The Descent.
Don't Breathe. Yeah, Don't Breathe. Because they shouldn't have went in that man's house in the first place. Okay. That's why you don't. This is why we don't rob people. Okay. If they would have stayed.
This is why
we don't rob people. We don't know what we could find going up into people's houses. Y'all seen what happened in bitch ass. See how I wrapped it back around.
Wrap it. You gotta promote that movie, Kate. We see you.
You know what, Kay? I can't. We're talking about bitch ass. Tyra.
Oh, definitely the Descent. I love The Descent. I love a good creature feature, and if you can introduce a creature that I've never seen anywhere else, you got my vote. I love the isolation. When you get isolation, we're in one location, and you gave me a creature, and it's dark, and y'all playing on my claustrophobic tendencies with these tight spaces. I love it. Don't Breathe is, a cool situation. And then Don't Breathe always gave me like more action because we do have a lot of B breaking and entry, like that horror, that genre of horror. We're breaking it, back to circling back around to bitch ass. That's its own thing. But I love a good isolated cave situation. But outside of that, just the premise of these ladies and all of the shenanigans that were going on within the friends group and just the dynamic and how it played out, it's The Descent every time.
I'm with you, Tyra.
Oh snap! No, you didn't.
Stephen King versus Stephen King.
Okay. Now she made me slides to get under my skin. This is what she does.
Cujo versus The Shining.
Now you wrong for this one. Mm-hmm. you wrong for this one.
That's the point of the game.
Is it just movie alone, or can I throw like the book in there, like to give it some more?
However you want to make your decision, Kate. Go ahead and take the blurred nerd book part of you out.
I love the movie The Shining, but the book was a psychological thriller for me. And I don't know if Cujo would have given that. Like, Cujo basic, this rabid dog trying to get you one location spot, trying very, very, that kind of like adrenaline pump type movie. But if I do The Shining and I throw the book in there to put an extra layer on it, I gotta go with The Shining.
Tyra.
Girl. These are like my favorite, Stephen King situations, along with, a good Pet Sematary. Like, I love these movies. Down. Oh my gosh. It's Jack Nicholson is a special head case in this movie, and the fear and the trembling, and poor Shelley Duvall, R.I.P. to her, she just recently passed. Like, the hell that they put this lady through for this movie, and you're kind of getting through her pain in real time in the film. I'm always going to subtract points because y'all ain't have to kill Doc. Doc was minding his business. He didn't need that axe to the chest every single time. Y'all it's unnecessary. It wasn't even in the book. But to watch Jax Torrance, his descent to just hysteria and just being completely crazy, I gotta go with The Shining, because Cujo takes a minute to cook. Cujo takes a minute to cook because we're lingering in that affair, but that baby in that car, I want my daddy. I love Cujo, but Cujo takes a minute to get to where we need to be. When we're there, it is fabulous. But through and through, as a concise film, it's The Shining.
I see you was able to make a decision.
I did. It was hard.
You just disrespected Cujo. I see. Kay, Friday the 13th versus the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Do I even have to ask?
You ain't even gotta ask. Do you know that Jason Voorhees without question?
Technically, Kay, it's not even Jason in this one. It's
Mrs. Voorhees. Okay, it's their fault. No, we gonna go with Jason Voorhees, because you know what? If he wouldn't have drowned, Mrs. Voorhees wouldn't have had to go ham on them people. Okay, they drowned her deformed looking behind son, and it's their fault that she had to go running rampant on them camp goers. So I'm gonna shout out to Jason for not knowing how to swim, because I can't either.
You know what? Ghostface would have got you, because you yelling about Jason when this is the first one. Tyra.
This is I'm trying to think, because I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as a whole, just the movie. Friday the 13th never really did a whole lot for me, but that ending when he comes up out of that water, like, that ending is everything. We've seen everybody try to, redo that and capture that essence of an ending time and time again. And this was just really that kicker to go like, oh shit, like this was first. Like, yeah. But we got the ending, whole movie. I'm gonna go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's the smart decision.
Now y'all know that ending slap. Y'all know y'all was scared. If y'all weren't scared the whole movie, y'all know that ending slap.
That'd be the whole thing. I do, and I love the kills in Friday the 13th, but just as a film as a whole, I gotta go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's grimy, it's dirty, it looks unclean. I'm here for it.
That's what you should do next, Kay. You did the top 10 horror movie openings. You should do the top 10 horror movie endings.
You know what?
But
I'm right.
huh?
You know what? You're right. You're right.
Tyra, Happy
Mm.
Death Day versus Ready or Not.
Or
Comedy
Ready or Not, or dang, child. Happy Death Day was cool. I've seen a lot of films, especially when you get over to the prime China. They trying their hardest to recapture the essence of Happy Death Day, and it's really really fun. But Ready or Not, it gave me the same feels when I seen what is the one? I think it's Next. Is that the one with the final girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, Next. It gave me the same feelings as Next, and I love the final girl. I think she has the potential to be one of the greats, as time goes on, for a final girl, and it's fun. And I love the premise of the ending, like, because for so long you're like, oh my god, girl, please get away from this delusional family. There's no way in hell that there is just this curse on your family to where everybody's gonna die if y'all don't kill this woman tonight. And when everybody actually dies, you're like, oh snap. It was real this whole time, and just the essence of her fighting and surviving, and we got this really great look in this wedding gown. I love it. Happy Death Day is cool though.
Is Ready or Not the white Get Out? You go home to your partner family, and the whole family is doing something sinister to you.
Child, I ain't feel for her like that. I ain't gonna put her in that category. I wanted Daniel to give us free. I needed Daniel to get out of there, and that's on slavery. I needed him to go. I need him to get out.
Okay.
I would actually think. I kind of think about Ready or Not and The Invitation. They kind of seem similar to me a little
Except
bit.
the invitations wasn't very good. But go ahead.
Don't do Sandy like that now.
And I love Game of Thrones is my show.
Is that The Invitation, the one that it has the vampire type of premise?
Mhm.
Yeah, I went.
But,
Right.
Ready or Not versus Happy Death Day. I mean, Happy Death Day was cool, but I wasn't ready for Ready or Not. I wasn't ready for what was happening at the end of that movie, because that movie was just. You see how white her dress was at the beginning of the movie, and by the end of the movie, her dress was like dang near black.
Yeah.
All the stuff that she went. This wasn't she shot, sliced up, cut, hit by. Like, she went through a whole lot in this movie and still made it to the end. So I'm gonna have to give it to her. She went, all she wanted to do was get married to that man, and she had to fight Satan and his demons. So
it needs to be a whole separate genre. I want more movies like Ready or Not, or Your Next, or Hunt. I want more movies like that.
I love Hunt.
Hunt's
Oh
fun.
God.
Hunt is
I
fun.
love that movie.
Oh yeah,
now that's an underrated movie.
It is.
But let me take a second to shout out the 60 people we have in this KillerCon. This is our first episode without a guest, and we got 60 people in this live. Thank you so much. If you are watching on Key and Nikki TV, Struggle Reviews TV, or The Fifth Wall, we really appreciate you being here and being a part of the program. But just a reminder, support or die.
Take your best shot.
The way that just makes me giggle.
Having a good time with that. So support or die.
And that was our horror versus game. And now we are going to get into our viewers' choice segment. So just a reminder, if you would like to be a part of KillerCon, you can send your $4.99. I will drop the link on my channel. Tyra will drop the link on her channel, and Kay will drop the link on her channel. If you would like, you can follow the link and come on with us. Ask us your horror question. You have 4 minutes to ask us a horror question. Give us a horror versus. $9.99 if you would like for us to give you a review and discuss a horror movie of your choice. But let's get into we have our first question. Hello and love KillerCon horror versus Kincaid versus Chucky. Thank you so much, Chauncey Vision, for being a part of our new viewers choice segment. If this is something that you guys are interested in, maybe we can keep this going and have you guys be a part of all things KillerCon.
Yes.
Tara.
Yes.
Kincaid versus Chucky.
Put me on. Put me in the game, coach. Put me on the screen just in case people don't know who Kincaid is, because iconic horror people. Thank you so much. Now, y'all, Kincaid here. Nikki, not me. The stream at the bottom. The open tab. Yes, the open tab at the bottom. She's like, it's Tyra. Hey, y'all. Horror people. This is Kincaid.
But that was for Dane real quick. You know, send another $2.
This is Kincaid, who was in Dream Warriors, not Dream Street. He was in Dream Warriors, and he also makes an appearance in the 4th installment as well. But this is Kincaid, of course. And of course, everybody in their mama knows who Chucky is. But, you know, Kincaid had that good old super strength, and he could also cuss you out and read you for 5th. And then we got Chucky. Everybody knows, you know, little Chucky. little Charles Lee Ray. Always doing what needs to be done. Old Chucky here. I say, because, you know, on a good day, all you got to do is knock Chucky out. All you got to do is kick Chucky across the room. It's a little 6-inch doll. I'm going to go with Kincaid. I feel like Kincaid could handle this doll. Not only is he going to handle this doll, but then he going to talk stuff afterwards. That's what I got.
Yeah, and I may not be rooting for everybody black, but I am rooting for Kincaid. I was here for Kincaid. I really liked him. They pissed me off beyond belief. Taking him out when he came back in the sequel after Dream Warriors. I love Kincaid. I love his personality. I love his attitude. I was very much here for Kincaid. Definitely a fan favorite for me. And I like Chucky. I'm not as crazy about Chucky as some people, but I like Chucky. But no, it's gonna be Kincaid. The only way I kind of would choose a villain over a good guy is if it's one of the good guy, you know, no pun intended, is if it's like one of those kind of like how we talked about with Overlord. See, I'm finna circle it back 2K. Well, you have like that cool swaggerlicious type of villain, like Nicolas Cage and Face Off. Like I need a cool kind of villain, and Chucky don't give me that. Chucky don't.
Wait, I love this scene. Talk, you little son of a bitch! I'm gonna throw you in the fire. You stupid. I love this. I can't pick Chucky here though. Who you got, Kay?
Don't leave my boy Charles Lee Ray on the screen, because see, I'm a bit of a Chucky-ologist, okay? Let me tell you, Don Mancini has had me in a chokehold since Child's Play. All right, I'm gonna go with Chucky every time. Kincaid, I love you, but they offed you they let you live only to kill you in the next movie. And at the beginning, at that point, let me tell you something about Charles Lee Ray. We may die at the end of the movie, but you can't keep a good guy down, okay? Because we gonna come back every time, all right? We got Child's Play, we got Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, then we got Bride of Chucky, then we got Seed of Chucky with Redman. That movie was whack, but hey, Redman. Then we got the Cult of Chucky. Then we got the Curse of Chucky. Then we got the TV series spinoff of Chucky, which I watched. Now they did do that one remake where they made Chucky like this kind of artificial intelligence. We ain't gonna worry about that one. But every time, okay, I'm gonna go with Charles Lee Ray every time. Okay, we practice voodoo. It ain't the type of voodoo that we think it is. It's his special version. He got a bride and everything. He's still taunting Andy Barkley to this day. Okay, who you know got a lifelong adversary.
Thank you so much, Chauncey Vision, for the $4.99 and supporting this good old KillerCon. I'm definitely riding with Kincaid
all day.
Chucky.
All day. And
any time Kay would go for the blacks.
I told you, Kay loved to say she root for everybody black, but she don't ever pick the black person.
So Miss Lisa's question was somewhere in the chat, because I don't think she attached it to the super chat, but I know she had a question here. I'm thinking that maybe she wanted us to answer that. I think she had a
Because I was
horror.
just gonna say, I don't see a question, and you didn't hop on with the link, so I don't. Where's the question?
Let's see. I'm gonna scroll through to make sure. I
Make
think
sure
it's
you
here
guys
at
attach your question.
7:12 here. 7:12 p.m.
7:12.
Maybe that was the question.
Ooh, child, I got to do a lot of scrolling.
It says why panel. So I think maybe this was it. Why?
Make sure you guys, if you have a question, you attach it to your super chat. You said 7:12?
7:12 p.m. on my end.
Now, why don't I see?
It is. It's right underneath Dane C. It says horror don't get no respect still to this day, and it's a question here.
Why don't I see this? This one?
No.
Am I warm? Am I close to it?
Scroll like
why you had to make this difficult?
scroll. It's not too far from underneath her super chat, which is why I felt like this was her question.
Okay, so it's near her super chat. Let me
It's
see.
more so near her super chat. And it says why panel. So this has to be her question from Miss Lisa. Yo, member, Miss Lisa. You better show up, Miss Lisa.
Why can I? Okay, we're going to take a commercial break while I try and figure this out because I don't like this silence.
What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton? What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton? What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton? What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton?
That life force zombie gets me every time. Eyebrows and hair. Why?
Horror don't get no respect still to this day. I am ashamed. It's down there with musicals, documentaries, and black. Like, I ain't down that bad now. Why panel? If it don't gross over a few millions, the suits don't care. It's gonna always be about money. It's gonna always be about money. I do think that horror is a lot more profitable these days, but unfortunately, that's causing people to just churn out any old thing because they think or know people will show up. Like Night Swan, we got this year, and a lot of Bloomhouse stuff. But I don't think it's as down bad. Baby, you can't pay me to watch a musical. I don't think it's down that bad. I think horror is more mainstream, but I think when you look at the people that are really going to show up and give horror its respect, I think that's going to just be the horror community. That's going to be the people that aren't just looking at the movies coming to the box office, that are looking at, the lesser known, the independent films, the more low budget films, the ones that aren't in the box office top 10. I think there will always be an audience for it. But unfortunately, you have the artists who are, writers, directors, actors who are here for the craft of it. But unfortunately, I think the people, the suits, as you say in your comment, making the decisions, the studio heads, I think it's always going to be about money. But in between things being about money, we do get gems and we do get studios that will come behind, artists like Fede Alvarez, who I really love, who's doing great things in horror. So I don't think it's down. I will say horror doesn't get respect. They don't get really awarded. It's one of those genres where I think horror acting is some of the hardest acting. To have to be freaking terrified, just say action, and you have to be terrified and not look like silly, like they did in Bitch Ass. Like, it's not easy to do that. But I do agree, Miss Lisa. Horror doesn't get respect in the sense of being awarded. And when it comes to the actual craft of acting, I mean, you have some actors who would not do a horror, have spent their entire career and have never done a horror. And you have other actors who are more ashamed and don't even mention the early horror movies they did early in their career before they popped off. I feel like it's kind of like, do y'all remember back in the day when you had TV actors and then you had movie actors?
Yeah.
Movie actors never did TV, and TV actors will try really hard to break out into movies. I feel like that's kind of how horror is as far as the respect in the craft. What do you think, Tyra?
Oh, child, I disagree. First of all, ain't nothing wrong with a musical. There is nothing wrong with a musical, a documentary, or a black comedy. Some of those are my favorites, okay? But I feel like horror has never been as respected or prominent as it is now. I can't blink without it being a new horror movie coming out. It used to be the only time you would look for horror is around Halloween time, or where horror movies go to die, that January, February. In between there, you maybe didn't really get too many horrors that weren't connected to a franchise because they thought it would be profitable. Every singular month there's a new horror dropping or coming out. I think it's as present as it's ever been, to the point that it's like repulsive. Like, Lord, it's so much of it that a lot of things are getting overlooked. And now what's propped up the most in your face is the things that are profitable, and they are worried about it grossing or making $1. But that's not where I go to find my horror personally anyway. But I don't think it's ever been as respected as it is right now. Like you said, with those actors who wouldn't touch a horror movie, wouldn't touch the genre, or begging, they knocking on the door, child. They pulsating to get into one right now because it's so popular right now. I think it's kind of having the reverse effect right now.
Yeah, and I will say, I completely forgot, but Tyra just reminded me. I did do a live video on my channel, I think like a year ago, where I looked at box office in 2020 versus box office in 2010. And in just a 10-year span, we had not one horror movie in the box office top 10 years ago, which we had a lot of gems came out that year, versus now the bulk of the top 10 be horror movies. So yeah, I do think a lot of people have a bigger wagon, but I don't think it gets like the respect. I'm really curious as to why horror is more popular, because I remember growing up, people weren't really into horror. So I don't know why people are like, when did people get on this train? Kay?
I think because most of the people that make horror, they do it for the fans and they do it for the lore. Most horror creators are not trying to make Oscar-winning film. There's been very, very few horror movies that has had award show success. Probably like Get Out, The Sixth Sense, Silence of the Lambs. It has to be sort of like in that style and range. For the most part, they're not writing these movies so that they can go up there and get an Academy Award. They are writing it because it is fun and we love the genre itself. They do it for the fandom. They do it for their own creativity. They do it because it's fun. We're making horror movies for the fun of it. We're not trying to tell a serious story. We're not trying to have
You've been
thought.
watching them A24 folks. A24 stay being pretentious with their horror, child. They got to go around the corner and to the left and make a right to give you a horror movie with a pretentious title. And M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong always testing my patience too over there with his horror. They be trying to gun. They be trying to gun for that Oscar. They do for me.
Then them the ones that I don't even be watching, because then they see that's what happens when you try too hard. Don't nobody even want to watch it. The horror fandom don't even care for those. So yeah, for a good and then in the 80s, look, the 80s wasn't trying at all. I love 80s horror, but they weren't trying.
We next
I know 80s horror movies just kind of straight, but 80s movie they didn't even try. It was like, we just gonna throw something up here because the teens are gonna love it, and we did. So yeah, for the most part, the true horror person, they don't care about them accolades. They want their fans to enjoy the movie and some nice blood and slashing.
We need that straight. That's cool.
The views expressed by Kay are not the views.
Show down my views, baby. Show
because what in the world? Shout out to the 60 people in this live. If you want to be a part of the horror panel, we are, you know what? Let me take that off. We are in our viewers' choice segment. And if you would like to give us your horror verses, if you would like to pose a horror question for us, or if you have a horror movie you would like for us to discuss, let me pop up my commercial from King Nikki TV. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors, which is you.
What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton? What's your pleasure, Mr. Cotton?
Nikki, I see one up here. Child, Tommy Knockers. Will we dig the I have not seen that in a long time. Dang. Thank you so much for the $4.99. Dang, Doug, for that in the Langoliers.
And be coming at me talking about me digging through Redbox.
Now, baby, these ain't making it to the Redbox. You lucky to see these on Sci-Fi. Oh, man. Well, I got them pulled up.
They used to do the little horror. What did they call it when Stephen King used to do his little mini series? Ain't that what they used to call it?
Mini-series. When they had a good Stephen King, you know, Sci-Fi was good for having a marathon theme situation. The Langoliers and these Tommy Knockers stayed popping up. I had to go look it up because I didn't even remember, I didn't remember what a Tommy Knocker looked like. This is what it looks like, y'all. This is what a Tommy Knocker looks like.
Yes, that movie that scared me.
Really?
Is this the one where they were on the plane and the little monster was on the wing?
No,
that's
they were like digging. They had all these people that looked like they were getting like possessed or turning into like zombies or something. They was like digging in the ground, just digging. And the next thing you know, it was because the alien that was under the ground was like mind controlling everybody to come and dig out his spaceship.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that since I was a kid. Okay, but I know what you're talking about now.
So, okay, who you got? Because since you were scared, do you have these Langoliers or these Tommy Knockers?
And I didn't watch the Langolier so many times and still don't know the premise of the movie.
Really?
What is the premise of that movie?
No,
all I remember is that the lights at the end of the movie and everybody dead. That's I can't even explain to you the movie. I be watching and I still don't understand what's going on in that movie.
It's terrible.
What's the Langoliers?
That's it's not a great premise. We're in this kind of universe of where like this is my least my least favorite Stephen King situation. These are terrible. I'm gonna first of all, I got the Tommy knockers all day. I'm not getting with the Langoliers at all. I couldn't like give you an in-depth situation of this. I remember seeing the Langoliers for the first time at 13. And at 13, I cut this bad boy off because I said no. I said no. Just the graphics of it all, the computer generated monsters. And this is when I was really like discovering and getting into horror. And this is when I knew I didn't like anything. I was like, I think I have an affinity for practical effects because this is really taken away from my experience of the movie. Don't watch Langoliers. I'm going to go with Tommy Knockers. No.
Now, wait a minute. I think Langoliers is the movie I remember. I just looked it up. It says most of the passengers on an airplane disappear and the remainder land the plane in a mysteriously barren airport. I think
it's
I
like
Lost.
Lost. It's like the premise is kind of like Lost, but with Langoliers. I'm good on that.
Okay, I'm really not a fan of Stephen King, and I have not seen the Langoliers and Tommy Knockers since I was a kid when the miniseries damn aired. So I'm sorry, Dane C. I can't really choose. Give me Desperation. Okay, I like that movie. I've seen it recently. Or give me the Shining miniseries. I have that on DVD.
Think the Langoliers were like supposed to be in some type of alternate Lost type of universe, and they're trying to figure out how they got there, it just wasn't good. Okay, I'll say that. It wasn't good.
Kay?
Yeah, I think that's one of those movies where Stephen King was skiing. So I'm gonna go with the Tommy Knockers, but I'm not gonna watch that again.
Definitely skiing in them slopes at that time. It was these two in the damn Lawnmower Man. That's when he was skiing the most. Get them out of here. No. No.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Dane C, for supporting with the $4.99 super chat.
That's what we got here. Oh. Which house? Cabin in the Woods or the Evil Dead Cabin? Which house would you spend the night in?
Oh, that's
Tony Roberts. You want us to die?
Which house would we spend the night in? Because I mean, okay, I'm gonna say the Evil Dead Cabin because as long as I don't touch that book, I'm okay.
Thank you. That was my answer.
Cabin in the Woods. Entities are orchestrating stuff to where I have no control over anything. So I'm definitely sleeping in the Evil Dead Cabin because me and my posse are smart enough not to read that book. That's what I got. Thank you, Tony Roberts.
I guess that's your answer, Kay. Yeah,
that was my answer. I'll be fine because I'm not touching that book. I'm be good. Yeah.
What about you, Nikki? Always living on the edge, Nikki. You sleeping over there in the cabin in the woods?
Let's be real. What black person is finna touch a book made out of damn human flesh with damn barbed wire wrapped around it? And what nigga can't even read the damn Latin? Look, we ain't gotta worry about that book in the Evil Dead, the Cabin in the Woods, the whole world finna end. Okay, I would definitely spend a night at the Evil Dead Cabin because like the most we gonna get is maybe some kind of bacteria because that place is nasty, but we gonna make it out alive because we not messing with that book, baby.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Tony Roberts. Lachey with the $5 super chat. Is it me or should blaxploitation horror a la Bones make a comeback?
Yeah, all day. We are here. Those are the most. I hate when people. Oh, there's no blacks. What were the blacks? The blacks was all up and through the blaxploitation era. With your Sugar Hills, with your Blackulas, with your Blackensteins, with your Abbeys. Absolutely, I would definitely be here. That's the main reason why I love Bones. You know, I love me some Snoop Dogg, but I love Bones for that reason in particular because it's a throwback to that era. I will be here for it. I think if it circles back around, it'll be a really good time. I think so.
Look, I am on a mission. Y'all know that was I created Killer Khan Horror Panel for a reason. I'm doing this topic for a reason. I did my video on my channel. If you haven't checked it out, of black horror movies you might have missed recommendations. I am very much here for us to have a resurgence in the blaxploitation horror type of movie. Baby, I was just asking y'all if they should remake my baby. Hey, Whitey, You and your punk friends killed my man. I love that so much. I am very much here for it. I think if you get the right creatives, and I want to see some some fresh life breathed into the horror genre. I want us to go out and get these Black filmmakers and writers and actors and creators and Black special effects people, and really bring to life some great Black horror stories that ain't got nothing to do with racism or being in the hood or Black trauma. Can we please? And Black sci-fi. I know that ain't got nothing to do with your Black exploitation, but some Black sci-fi too. But yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Lachey, for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much to everybody that participated in our viewers' choice segment. Is this something you guys would like for us to continue to bring back? Let us know. Based on everyone's response, we will decide if this is something we should continue or not.
Ain't no decision. We doing it. Yup. Come on up. Support or die. Support or die.
And on that note, support or die.
Take your best shot.
Thank you guys so much for showing up and supporting KillerCon. This is our 8th episode. This is my baby. Y'all know I got commitment phobia, but I done been here every single Saturday, and we will continue to be here every Saturday. We have some great guests lined up for you guys. Any guests you guys really liked and want us to bring back, please let us know in the comments. And we are on the way up out of here. But before we do, I am going to give each of my beautiful Black women talking horror a minute to tell you guys where you can find them, how you can support them, and what they have coming up. Please remember, okay, we are not the people on YouTube with 1 million subscribers and sponsorships, okay? We need you guys and your support to keep our channels going, whether you subscribe, whether you like the videos, whether you share the videos, whether you send a super chat, whether you send a Cash App donation. It is truly appreciated. We put so much work, time, effort into our content, into giving you guys great content, great shows that you can enjoy. So I am going to start with my girl Kay doing some things over on her channel. Kay, let the people know where they can find you, how they can support you, and what you have coming up.
Please hit that subscribe button. I am this close to hitting my 1,000 mark. So hit that subscribe button. Lots of things coming. You know, we have horror panels on Saturday, Sunday, Lady in the Lake. Monday, we mixing it up. Y'all just need to be here. Also on Sunday, we have a Black Hollywood documentary. Tuesdays are for Interview of the Vampire. We have reviews up for Bel Air. I have a review up for a reaction video to Welcome to Derry, Deadpool and Wolverine, some throwback horror movies. Just did a throwback for Vampire in Brooklyn. Love is Blind. We're also watching. Y'all just hit that subscribe button. It's just we watch a lot of stuff. So we got a lot of reviews, a lot of breakdowns, a lot of trailer reactions, all that good stuff. Just hit subscribe.
Thank you, Kay. Please make sure you go over and support my girl, Kay Blah. Nah, Tyra over in the struggle.
Oh my life. Oh my life.
Please let the people know where they can find you, how they can support you, and what you have coming up.
Oh, child, y'all can find me here almost every day at this point, and also on Instagram to really stay up to date for what and when I'm dropping, because I know everybody don't be stalking the community tab like that. But I have literally been on here every day. Tomorrow, Sundays are for Lady in the Lake, available on Apple TV. We are discussing the most recent episode, and when I tell you, it's a whole lot to talk about. So be there to support that if you're interested in that show. Monday, I'm still kind of teetering if I want to hit you guys with some nostalgia, or if we want to go over and talk about the sexy people in Hollywood and open that up to not only sexy men, but sexy women as well, and also have some fun there. I'm going to let y'all know when I figure it out. On Tuesdays, we talk vampires and we get into Interview with the Vampire. We are discussing season 1, episode 5, I believe. So be on the lookout for that. Wednesdays, I will be hosting Live for Daughters. It is a wonderful documentary available on Netflix that's, not only talking about girls, but their fathers and fathers who are incarcerated for whatever reason, and the importance of them being in their life and the lacking that'll go on with that daughter because of, the circumstances. Really impactful. Had me shared 8 thug tears. I was crying. I did. Viola snot bubble. I was very, very touched. And then, of course, Thursday, y'all, it's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday, and I am turning 34 years old. I want nothing more than to celebrate with you guys and with, my fellow panelists who come on and support me in every way. Every time we collaborate together, it will be Waiting to Exhale theme. So expect cosplay. I'm gonna be Savannah because I just want to be Savannah because I'm a 34-year-old woman and I still look good. I'm gonna be Savannah. Everybody's gonna have their characters in tow and cosplay for that. We're gonna have skits, games, trivia, soundtrack, fun. It's gonna be a thing, and of course, we're gonna sing "Happy Birthday" to me. Please do not miss that. I really want you guys' support on that and everything else that we have coming out this week. Thank you.
One time for the birthday. Hey, 2 times for the birthday. Get up if it's your birthday. Please make sure y'all show up to support my girl Tyrone. Coming out with them birthday donations. You got to pin money on the birthday girl. But what do I have coming up? Not a damn thing. I really don't know because y'all, and I had to get on live and cuss all my subscribers out because 300 of y'all voted for my next video idea. And you know how many of y'all showed up to actually watch the video? 60. So I don't know when y'all gonna get any damn thing out of me besides Killer Con. Oh, and I'm gonna be here tomorrow because I committed myself to Tyra for Lady in the Lake. But y'all know I gotta always give y'all a little attitude. Okay, that's why y'all love me. But yeah, I don't like y'all no more, and I'm not listening to y'all no more. I will never put a poll up again. Like I probably will put a poll up again, but since I'm annoyed with y'all, I'm saying I'm gonna never put a poll up. But I'm gonna put a poll up, and y'all better show up to the poll and to the video. But please make sure you check out the abundance of content that I have already uploaded on my channel. I literally have, in 3 years of being on YouTube, 605 videos. I got something for you. Check the playlist, check the video tab, check the live tab. There is something there for you, babes. And when y'all are back on my good side, I'll come back with another video. But until then, you can always find us here. Find me here every Saturday. Killer Con, having killer conversation, talking horror, okay? Black people in horror, having great conversations. And we're going to always have a token on with us sometimes. But, they get my sense of humor. They understand.
We love those people.
But thank you guys so much for supporting us. And I am so excited that we got 60 people in this live at the height of our viewership, which I cannot believe we got there with our very first time not having a guest, just my girls and me. Thank you guys so much.
Go watch Bitch Ass, because if I had to suffer, y'all gonna suffer too. Okay, y'all need to go watch this movie, and then y'all can come back and go off on Nikki because she gonna get it back.
Look, we gave y'all 2 great recommendations, Overlord and Solemn, and then we gave you a so good it's bad, funny bitch ass watch. But if you want some black horror movie recommendations, check out my video. You have some great stuff to watch. Tyra gave y'all some really great recommendations. So, Tyra, K, and myself, we gave y'all some good stuff to watch. So please check it out. And always do what? Support Black people in horror. Even if you got to bash the movie afterwards, at least we showed up to support it. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Goodbye.